All right, let's get this over with. Saturday, I don't know, 11 a.m.? I don't know. I don't care. May 23rd, Eric Arnold Sports Barn. Abject disaster last night. This is the first time since I've started doing this back in the 2026 that I just don't want to do this anymore. You know, I didn't want to make this video. I forced myself to make the picks and come out here. And I'm down 10 fucking units for the year already. That's just sad. I'm just frustrated right now. You know, I was looking at what happened last night, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Am I wrong on some of these games? You know, we took a huge hit on the Phillies. Christopher Sanchez throws 8 shutout innings, and we lose 1-0 because the Phillies are so inept offensively. I mean, I knew they sucked, but damn, man, 1 run. Could you get me 1 goddamn run? And the answer is no. The Phillies could not do that. So we took a huge hit there. The Red Sox had, what did they have? Like a 2-3 run lead. They were laying 150, and their bullpen couldn't hold it. So that hurt us bad. Jacob deGrom killed us. There I probably should have, you know, I'm just my default setting is I don't like picking the Angels at all because it's just a bad team. But of course, they leap up at a big price to beat Jacob deGrom, and that hurt us bad. And there was another one that hurt us real bad too. I'm trying to think where that was. The Cubs. You know, the Cubs, that one hurt us bad where we were laying around 144, 150, and, well, they just didn't hit. Cubs did not hit. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a lesson there. You know, don't lay huge prices with teams that ain't hitting, which, you know, frankly, seems to be basically most of the majors right now. I mean, it really does seem like right now the way it goes is most teams score 2-3 runs unless they really get into a team and then the other team just gives up and starts pitching shortstops and backup catchers, and the team will score 15 runs. And that's why it'll look like, well, the average number of runs scored is still the same. And I'm thinking, I don't know, it doesn't feel that way to me, you know, because everybody's going for the 3 true outcomes, home run, walk, strikeout, and nobody bothers to hit for average anymore or take walk. Well, I guess they do walk, they just don't, you know, cut their swing down and try to get a single instead of a 450-foot home run. So yeah, I'm a little discouraged about baseball at the moment. So let's get this over with. It would be easier if I just had these asterisks up here. If the Cubs were ever going to win a game, it would be today. I mean, I don't even know it's Colin Ray. That's the guy who wins. He'll give up some runs, but the Cubs will score for him. Minus 150, I mean, I'm going to be so sad if we don't win that game. I'm already sad. This was a game we liked pretty well, this game, and it was rained out. So they're playing a doubleheader. That's game 1. That's game 2. We're going to say St. Louis just hold it there. We're fading Chris Paddock. That's the whole point of that. This is another one where I want real bad to just not do this again, to not stick my face in the fan. But if the Phillies were ever going to win a damn game, I mean, here it's a short turnaround. Cleveland is going to be happy that they got their win in Philadelphia. They're feeling good. They're on a roll. And this is a perfect letdown spot for the Indians where, gee whiz, I mean, get a goddamn win, Philadelphia. Jesus Christ. We actually had this one right last night, if you can believe that. That was one of our only correct games. Pittsburgh didn't fire for us last night. At least we didn't get punched in the face too bad for that because they were an underdog. But we're going to lay the money here because, Skeens is pitching, and we figure if they're going to get a game in Toronto, this will be the game. Oh, the Red Sox really screwed us. We're getting off of them. We're going to go with Minnesota. The Red Sox are throwing a guy named Bello. He's their bulk guy. They're going to do an opener to try to hide Bello because he's so goddamn bad. But he's going to have to throw some innings. He has an ERA upwards of 8. He threw pretty well earlier in his career, and whatever he had, he's now lost. I had him on my fantasy team. He's not good. He's not good. Taj Bradley has pitched half decently this year for the Twins. It just feels like we're getting a plus price. Go, all right. Game 2, we're going to take the Reds. I don't even have a rationale for that. None whatsoever. So there's your rationale for that. The Mets screwed us last night. I mean, that was just a totally dead performance by the Mets. They had like 3 hits. They walked, I think, once. People not named Soto had 1 hit. It's just, oh, man. I mean, God, to be a Met fan. And I thought the Mets were starting to find something there, and they're just not very good. Meyer has pitched well for the Marlins. He's a guy normally we would fade. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't like that game. Baltimore, we're just going to keep fading the Tigers until they prove otherwise. This is a game that we probably had last night at a huge price. We had the Nationals, and they were like plus 180 something, and they had a 2-run lead, going into the bottom half of the extra innings. And their bullpen just couldn't hold it. And they ended up losing. So another one of those where that one I sit there and go, I was right. I mean, I was right, but I was wrong. And this one I fucked up where we had the right answer. And I had a rationale for picking Seattle. And I just threw it away on a stupid hunch. Because I don't know, because I'm a moron. So we'll get on Seattle. I'm sure Kansas City will win now. We're going to stay with Colorado. We actually won with them last night. This was such a disappointing game. We had the Dodgers, and they didn't hit 3 hits. They just did not hit. I guess I knew that, but the model screamed so loudly to take the Dodgers, I just ignored any contrary information. So we're going to flip over on the Brewers today. Angels, we hate picking them, but I hate losing big price games even more. Davis Martin won for the White Sox last night. We'll say this is a game that San Francisco gets. And then we threw away this pick. Why we took the A's, I don't know. But here we're getting a decent price on a good team, the Padres, a plus game at home against an inferior team. So I'm not sure what that's about. Not a lot of faith in Lucas Giolito, I guess. But the Padres, I think have some hidden strengths that I'm maybe perhaps ignoring a little bit. And I'll talk about it every video, I just never take advantage of it. They have a fantastic bullpen. I mean, it's like having an ace every game practically, where they'll throw 3 to 5 innings, the bullpen does, and it's fantastic. And I think that's why they're where they are as far as the record goes. Fernando Tatis certainly isn't the reason. That guy's been a complete bum this year. Off the juice, I guess. I don't know. Maybe a supplier was arrested. Who knows? But how a guy like that could be almost to Memorial Day and not have one home run, that's hard to believe. Yeah, the Phillies got a guy, JT Realmuto. He has one home run. That's hard to believe. It's the approaches these hitters take at the plate. It's painful to watch. It really is. Just watching them just give at bats away because I guess they're just lazy. You know, that they just don't want to grind out the at bats. And I'm too stupid, I guess, to figure out how to take advantage of that and win money. I'm really discouraged right now. I really am. So that's all I got for you. I'm not going to depress you any further. There may or may not be a video tomorrow, depending on what happens today. I get any more depressed, probably there won't be another video. So we'll see how that goes. All right, we may or may not talk again.